Hello. Hi. Hey. Yeah. I just woke up. I know you wouldn't care. And I don't care either. So here I am. For the past couple days, I've had a succession of dreams that go together. And I usually don't share dreams, but these I couldn't keep because they're not just for me. So, the first dream, I dream that I'm walking in a space where there's nothing. Well, it shouldn't be. It's a barren land. And have a shepherd's staff, which I actually used to have in my old office. And behind me is all of these sheep, just la-di-daing behind me, doing a good job. And everything around me is chaos. And I'm looking at God, and I'm looking at the sky, and I'm like, really? God doesn't say anything. And I'm thinking about how I mind my business and how I don't warrant any chaos and how I'm such a peaceful person. And yet these people keep bumping into the path that we're on. I'm like, trying to make nice faces. You know? Directing them away from us. But I'm getting frustrated because I want to just walk. I got somewhere to be. And everything around me is chaos. And they're not doing it to trip us up. It's just because they're so stuck in their self. And all I can think about is everything. Thinking about the sheep, I'm thinking about them and how sad that is. I'm thinking about me and how I have to make sure that nothing hits them and how they're getting in my way. But also how much that must suck. I'm having all these clergy thoughts in my dream. Great. But I'm also thinking, like, how can you not think about other people? How are you so caught up in whatever that is? It didn't even look like it made sense. Couldn't even tell what they were fighting about. It was just like chaos, all of them. I look at God again and I'm like, this is a 24/7 job, if you didn't know. They don't tell you that. You know, when God calls you, he don't tell you that, because that'll scare you. But it never ends. From the second that it hits until the day that you die. This is your life. It's a good life. But that dream is very indicative of what life can feel like. And I look up and I'm like, you know, God still says nothing, and so I just keep walking. And at the end of the dream, God says, you're doing a good job, Brooke. And it's audible. Again, and I look up. And I wake up because I'm like, do you see this? So today I have a dream that I have a card in my hand. And someone I love very much has a card in their hand. God had told me not long ago, a couple months ago, to play my wild card because the house always wins. I was like, okay. Well, in this dream, let's just call it what looked like a poker card, but more like a ticket. But you ever have that dream where you know it's this thing, but it's another? Okay. So I dreamed that we are handing in these, they're actually really beautiful. Handing them in. And they're called the recompense card. And you turn it in exchange for what is owed to you. But when you turn this in, not only do you get your recompense, but the people who hurt you get theirs. And that's two different things. So I remember laying this card down slowly, and I could hear the sound of a card flick as I laid it into the hand of God. And I was thinking about what that meant. I was like, okay. And then I woke up. Sometimes I do hear audibly in dreams. And today I wake up and It's almost like an alarm clock in here, in the dream. And I hear that song, Mount Everest ain't got on me. And I look outside and it looks like it could snow here. And all I can see is the tops of the trees here. And I think about that in a term of God, because ain't nothing got nothing on God. So many people climb Everest every year and they die up there trying to conquer this unconquerable mountain. The unconquerable. God is inconquerable. But I heard it two different ways. Because the authority that lives in us is the same authority that raised Jesus from the dead. And if you really grasp that, then you can grasp the ability to walk with a staff in the middle of nowhere and chaos everywhere and be okay with that and keep going and accept a good job. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Even when you're frustrated, you can turn in your recompense card and trust God, even though you got a bleeding heart when you turn it in. And you can look at life and you can go, And even greater things than these, Jesus said, will you do, which is hard to believe. So I heard it another way, and it was, Mount Everest ain't got on me. You're unconquerable too. That's the thing. You're an heir of the victory of Christ. You're an heir. And you ought to act like it. Even when there's chaos. When the redemption comes. When the recompense comes. When you go to turn in your ticket to get what's owed to you. And when you have to turn in your ticket knowing that God is going to dish out justice somewhere else. Because it's a trust. It's a knowing that's not my job. My job was that dream. Staff, walk, staff, walk, staff, walk, sheep. And keeping everything away that I possibly can. It's my job. The rest is God's job. That ticket was not mine, even though it was mine and it belonged to me. It had always belonged to me, what was mine, and what I was going to receive. But also turning in that card didn't mean that I was mean or I wanted something bad to happen to anyone. It meant this ain't my job. But here's my card for my recompense, and here's the card for the justice that has never been done in my life. And the other person, as they handed off theirs, the same for them. So today, think about what that succession means for you. What is your job? Your main thing, your main go-to. I mean, what is your job in the kingdom? What is that? Are you a mom? At your job, are you someone that brings joy? Like, what is it that you do in the kingdom? What is that heart thing for you? And are you ready to receive more than you've ever lost? And are you ready to trust God to balance the scales? And can you get up in the morning and look at the top of your trees and go, Mount Everest ain't got on me? I believe you can. I believe you can. And I believe in you. And God believes in you. This is a season of recompense. Keep walking in the chaos. And don't let it frustrate or bother you, because you're doing a good job. Turn in your card and watch God move. And remember who you are, like Mufasa would say. Or like in Alice, who are you? Well, you're a child of the Most High God. And you are about to find out just what it means to be an heir